2-hour gang, let's go. As always, I do give it about a couple days before I upload videos, just so the original video can get a little bit of traction in the algorithm, and, you know, then I kind of give my thoughts and stuff on this. But alas, I've been enlightened that Shoe0nHead has prepared another video for our viewing pleasure today. The Female Jealousy Epidemic by Shoe0nHead.
So if you've been living under a rock, you probably haven't heard that Sydney Sweeney was in an American Eagle commercial.
Literally who?
Genes are passed down from parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color, personality, and even eye color. My genes are blue.
Sydney Sweeney has great genes.
I think I actually hate the gene and gene wordplay. I don't know how to word it. I feel like we want to talk about ads. Like, this is like a 3 out of 10 for me. Like, audio was inconsistent. Her voice, I don't feel, was mixed and mastered very well. I feel that the narrator at the end, I feel that that was a really bad... I mean, obviously you're going for the SEX appeal, obviously, too early in the video. I don't know. Like, it just didn't speak to me. But then again, I guess I'm not the target demographic. I give this ad a 3 out of 10.
Get it? Jeans?
I hate
Jeans? Because she's attractive? And she is. I can see why men like her.
She's okay.
She has a really cute face and a nice body. But personally, my favorite thing about Sydney Sweeney is that she's a Nazi. Did they mean to include...
I'm sorry, what? What? So, okay, here's the thing. When I see a claim like this, it has to be backed with something. What are the receipts? What was said, what was done to verifiably prove this? Because I'm making sure to cover my bases, right?
a bunch of Nazi dog whistles in this? How the f did she agree to this? Actual Nazi ad. The only way Sydney Sweeney would be okay with doing an ad like this is if she was a Nazi.
This is Nazi shit.
What? Oh, I'm gonna break out that ibuprofen. I'm gonna have a headache from this one.
About the ad that is being racist.
What part about that was racist? I guess playing to the quote-unquote Aryan trope of blonde hair, blue eyes? Please explain yourself. Like, go into detail. What is your thought process, beginning, middle, and end? Because I don't know. It's 2025. I'm at a breaking point of, well, this is this and this is that and this is racist and this is clearly culturally insensitive and you're appropriating this. Okay, what is your source? Please explain this to me. Well, it just is. Well, you know what just is? Me getting out of here because you're dumb. It also devalues when actual problems arise. Like, I don't know, some dude just puts on a Klan mask or Klan hood, right? And then you go, yo, it's pretty racist, man. And then people just don't take it seriously because clearly when stuff like this is labeled as racist, right? Boy Who Cried Wolf, devaluing the cry for help, right? Did we learn nothing?
Some of you guys might be too young to remember, but back in the day when an ugly girl was jealous of a pretty girl, she would simply call her a whore. But that's a good thing now, so we have to call her racist. I am going to be completely honest, I have no idea what movies Sydney Sweeney is in. All I know, she is a very popular celebrity, and I always see discourse on Twitter about her being mid.
I have nothing against her. Like, sure, I guess she's cute, question mark. Like, she's aight, she's okay. And I don't mean that as an insult. Like, that's just my subjective take on it. And I would encourage people to make sure you're being professional, kind, and courteous, right? I think she's okay from a physical standpoint. She's okay. But then again, I'm also broken because my taste in women is therapy. Not just a red flag, the red flag.
What is wrong with you people? Who is not mid nowadays? I saw Anne Hathaway get called mid the other day. Anne Hathaway. If these women are mid, I'm like a sub-zero. I'm like a -2. I am like a horseshoe crab on the bottom of the ocean. Horseshoe crab.
Okay, excuse you. Horseshoe crabs are based, actually. That's actually peak pinnacle evolution. Okay, we will not stand insults in this house of the horseshoe crab.
Those are pretty based though. 445 million years, no evolution.
Exactly.
That's me. Millions of years on YouTube, no evolution. Sydney Sweeney has like a fun, bubbly personality. She seems like she enjoys being feminine, and it seems like she doesn't hate men, which is a big plus.
Sure, good for her. Awesome. Like, all like the double thumbs up saying cool. Sounds pretty cool.
Really plays into the like, I'm a hot blonde bombshell, I have big titties thing, which, are we back to liking titties as a society? Didn't Kim Kardashian deflate her ass recently? That's how I knew the ass fad was over. The fall of Kim Kardashian's ass and the rise of Sydney Sweeney. Besides,
Dude, I'm so glad I don't follow any of this. I feel like this is more brain rot than whatever this Cocomelon things I keep hearing about.
ass, titties. No, I don't objectify women. I respect women, okay? The only thing that matters to me is a woman's mind. And thighs. What is
I was about to say, what about the absolute territory where like the thigh-high sock meets and the little squish? And then and I was thinking about like, do I pause and add the absolute territory? And then Shoe0nHead said thighs, and I'm like, nah, that's pretty base take.
like the male body equivalent to this debate? Abs or arms? Personally, I love a good forearm. I love a good, nice, thick, manly wrist. And you know what looks great on a wrist? A watch. Which brings us to today's sponsor,
That was a 10. That was a 10 for the Holtzgren ad read.
Holtzgren. So let's quickly give them a shout out before we get into today's video, shall we? Holtzgren is a young Austrian company that creates unique watches, jewelry, and accessories using all natural materials like wood and stone. Their high-quality timepieces come in various designs for both men and women, making them the perfect choice for any style or occasion. All of Holtzgren's products are manufactured in small quantities to ensure responsible and ethical production, while making sure each item is built to last. I personally love the Kaleidoscope watch with the little flower design on the pearl dial. I think it is
good.
so beautiful and so cute. I'm obsessed with it. The glass is made of sapphire crystal, making it scratch resistant, while the strap is crafted from koa wood, and it's water resistant as well. There's also the Moonrise watch, which is made from genuine white marble and stainless steel. It shows the weekday, date, and even the current moon phase, which is really cool. I think all their products make very beautiful gifts, and since they're all made from natural materials, they're all very unique. All their items come with a 2-year warranty, and ordering online is super easy with free worldwide shipping within 5 to 9 business days. And if you're in the US, don't worry, Holtzgren handles the custom feeds for you, so no unexpected drama there. Just click my link in the description below and use my special discount code SHOE to get 15% off your order. Plus, if you additionally sign up for their free premium club membership, you'll get access to exclusive products, special discounts, and early pre-sales. But if you only want to check things out for now, no pressure, you can just sign up, come back later, and you'll still get a special discount on your first purchase. So if you're looking for a unique gift or just want to treat yourself to a nice watch, I highly suggest checking out Holtzgren. Big thank you to Holtzgren for sponsoring this video. And now, let's get back to it.
Oh, I was expecting that you didn't skip the ad, did you? I was expecting that. I'm between a 9 and a 10, so I was checking about 2:30-ish to about 4:20. It was almost a 2-minute ad. I thought it felt a little long, but there was a lot of information to get to. The microphone was mostly consistent. I think towards the end, it started like you stand further away, like how my voice is different right now, and then you kind of come back into focus, and you kind of come out a little bit, right? Like I'm toying with my mic right now. I felt like I heard some of those, but I think I'm being really hypercritical at that point. I'm going to give it a 10. The audio was consistent. The transition was flawless. It was seamless, honestly. Good ad read. Microphone quality was high. It was high quality. It was warm. It didn't really feel like I was being talked at. I was being talked to, right? As someone watching it. I'd give it a 10. I thought it was really good.
My jeans are brown. Sounds like I shit my pants.
The woke outrage over Sydney Sweeney's ad has gone from, well, bad to worse.
Some people have taken issue with the phrase great genes being used over images of a blonde.
Oh, I get it. Okay. I understand what people are latching onto now, because genes, genetics, connecting with eugenics, connecting with certain ideologies. I understand it now. But why? So why go after her and not the company for, like even then, the execution, even if you try to justify it, the execution doesn't make sense. Because you're going after someone who was literally just hired to do the ad read. Not the person who wrote it, not the company who signed off on it. Like, where are the shareholders and investors? Yet we're making fun of this Sydney Sweeney person? I don't know, dude. I I had to really think about that for a minute.
The blue-eyed woman.
If Sydney Sweeney is a registered Republican, I think her ad is fantastic. Oh.
Can you actually speak straight for once in your life, please? Can you stop pausing? Can you look? Can you sit up straight and actually talk without pausing? Oh my God.
Okay, thank you very much, everybody.
TikTok and Twitter absolutely blew up with thousands and thousands of people.
I expect a certain level of professionalism that I feel is not being met. I will not clarify further.
Calling this ad fascist propaganda. Yes, they literally took the jeans and jeans pun to be some kind of Nazi dog whistle because Sydney Sweeney is an attractive blonde-haired, blue-eyed woman, which apparently has been an extinct species for so long in advertisement that when people saw this, they got scared and thought they saw the ghost of Hitler. Is Sydney Sweeney a Nazi? No. But do these people kind of have a point about this ad? Also no, they are unwell. But let's hear them out. Let's watch some of these TikToks. Let's listen to them, listen to their points. We're not gonna be mean. We're not gonna own the libs, okay? We are going to hear them out.
You guys are complaining about that Sydney Sweeney jeans ad, so I went and saw it.
That's Nazi propaganda.
Holy 2014 Tumblr. What the f? Out here looking like she walked straight out of a Stone Toss comic. Looking like you're going on the thumbnail of this video. Listen, if your bangs end in the middle of your forehead, you don't have to tell me your political opinions. I know them. I can tell. Okay, sorry.
I just like... How do I even remotely tackle this? So I like videos like this on one hand, because it puts me into positions that I have to actively think. And I have to actively like, okay, like, how do I word this? How do I not have an L take? I mean, I feel I'm pretty reasonable for all things considered, but I do have my L moments, don't get me wrong. But like, how do I approach hard topics? And that's honestly how I grow as a person. I grow through the repeated exposure to harder and harder topics, right? Up into like, you know, criminal psychology, right? Like, okay, what are the signs that someone has done this? Okay, this and this and this has led to that. Therefore, while something is not necessarily a warning sign, it's something you definitely need to keep an eye on, right? Things like that. That's just how you grow as a person. You take more information, learn, gather experience, right? So I feel that, like, I understand why people are coming to this conclusion. I feel that you can argue it's in poor taste. You could argue that the play on words is probably an L, but I don't think, other than a strongly worded letter, I feel like this is one of those that it's like, really? And you're also devaluing your own point by going after Sydney Sweeney, which, to be clear, I don't know who she is. I don't really care. I have no emotional or otherwise attachment to this person. Like, don't just don't be weird about it. But the internet just has an inability to not be weird about things.
Sorry, I got it out of my system. Let's continue.
I will be the friend that's too woke because those Sydney Sweeney American Eagle ads are weird. Like fascist weird. Like Nazi propaganda weird.
So this commercial was apparently a reference to an old Brooke Shields commercial from the 80s.
The secret of life lies hidden in a genetic code. Genes are fundamental in determining the characteristics of an individual and passing on these characteristics to succeeding generations.
I don't know. I don't know who, like, it just, I'm definitely the wrong demographic. Like, I'm watching this and I'm just like side to side, like, what is happening here? Am I the only one uncomfortable by this? Like, it's what? What do you mean? What's happening here?
They result in the origin of an entirely new species, which brings us to Calvin's and the survival of the fittest.
Calvin Klein jeans.
Oh my god, she turns into a swastika. She was like 4.
You gotta break out that triple magnifying lens there. It's got the 4chan logo on it.
14 in that ad, by the way. Really creepy. So at least...
Wait, what?
Turns into a swastika. She was like 14 in that ad, by the way. Really creepy.
Give me a minute. Yeah, I'm not touching that. I'm not going there.
So at least Sydney Sweeney is of legal age. 14 is actually pretty old for Brooke Shields if you know her history and her lore. If anything, that is the most f***ed up thing about this Sydney Sweeney ad, referencing an old ad of a child star who was abused by Hollywood.
Sure, be outraged over that. That has like basis, right? Like that you can latch onto and be like, but this was literally the ad and she was 14 in the ad. So therefore being evocative of this, yeah, pretty in poor taste, right? Sure, latch on to that. That feels like that has a lot more grounds than speculative, like, oh God, oh, I'm already feeling that headache.
But yeah, it was a callback to an old commercial. And Sydney Sweeney is the current day hot celebrity, so they chose to do it with her. They unfortunately failed to consider the fact that in current year, white people are not allowed to say that they have good genes because that is Nazi propaganda.
A blonde-haired, blue-eyed white woman is talking about her good genes. Like, that is Nazi propaganda.
You don't get to drop lines about inherited traits, blue eyes, and great genes while zooming in on somebody that could have walked straight off of a Nazi propaganda poster.
A white, blonde, blue-eyed, Hitler's wet dream talking about how much she loves her genetics.
It's not just giving eugenics, it's giving male fantasy.
I like how eugenics...
Why? How does this come back around to men again? How are we physically being roped into this? Like, what is happening here? Bro, this got me foobarred, I swear.
And being attractive to men are like equally terrible things to these people.
Sydney Sweeney's jeans ad is giving ethnic state propaganda. It is giving dystopian. It is giving 1940s Germany.
Why do they all speak the same? Why do they all do the same shit? They all say the same shit. It's giving. It's giving.
Do you want to know the answer to that? This is why, chat, you can disagree with me. You're free to disagree with me. I'm sure there's points Shoe and I have, we will probably disagree with each other, right? Part of being human. At the very least, when we say something or when you say something, generally you've done your research to come to your conclusion, right? Like, I'm sure if I asked any one of these people, why was the formation of the Workers' Party that led into the Nazi, the formation of the Nazi Party, like transition of Workers' Party to Nazi Party, right? Like how did that happen? Okay, what were some of the warning signs along the way? How did that interact with Mein Kampf? Right? I would argue some pretty basic questions. Do you think that they would have any form of reasonable answer? Do you think that they would have any form of like, okay, like self-reflection? Let's go look at this. Okay, let's break this down piece by piece. Or do you think it's just going to be a bullet list of talking points? And you ask for clarification on bullet point C. You want to talk about how this is authoritarian. What defines authoritarianism? Do you think they're going to actually be able to have that answer? Do you think they're going to be able in any way, shape, or form to be like, well, I mean, this is going to be something in regards to just any semblance of like strict punishments, strict censorship, ruling class bias, right? Like anything like that? Or is it just going to be the bullet point says it is, therefore it is, no further context required, or else you're one of them, right? How suddenly this is perceived as an attack, how we've talked about that in previous videos. And this is why I stress, like, look, you don't have to agree with me. You don't have to agree with anything I do, anything I say. I, at the very least, even if I have an L take, I try to at least put thought and effort into it. And lo and behold, I've still been proven wrong. That's why when I give someone my mod team role, it's with the understanding that, like, yo, we're just here to chill out. If I absolutely need you, I will call on you. But otherwise, just live your life. But that's also the understanding that you're not a yes man. You will have the strength and the self-awareness of if I'm on my bullshit, you will call me out on my bullshit, right? That's how that works. If you surround yourself with yes men, that just leads to echo chambers. Echo chambers leads to way too many problems, let's put it that way. Like, there's so many commentaries, and we are 19 minutes into a 30-minute video.
Blonde-haired, blue-eyed, fair-skinned woman in an ad and say she has good genes. I don't know if I can say this, but it's literally giving Nazi propaganda.
It's giving. Also, the flesh-colored microphone? Why? It's giving dick, okay? It's giving penis. It's giving cock.
I can't believe I actually have to explain this, but there is a reason that they picked a girl named Sydney Sweeney.
I hate this TikTok track. I hate it every time I hear it. The doom, doom, doom. Oh my God, bro. Oh, I hate it so much.
For this ad, and it's not just her blonde hair and her blue eyes. Sydney Sweeney is laying with her German Shepherd dog in this shoe. Her name is Sydney Sweeney, so her initials are SS. They intentionally included her German Shepherd dog in the photo shoot.
Oh my god.
Dude, we are so many layers in please, touch grass, seek professional help. Occam's razor. Sometimes the simplest solution is in fact the solution. Imagine going out to, like, I say, meet a friend or talk with a date or something like that and explain this to them. Do you think they're going to follow along, or do you think they're just going to be like, woohoo, I'm going to go anywhere else but here? Probably the latter.
Take your meds. Meds. Her name is Sydney Sweeney. Her initials are SS, like the Nazis. The dog is a German Shepherd. German, like the Nazis. Are they putting crack in birth control nowadays?
God, dude, that'd be amazing. I mean, I'm sorry, what? That would definitely be bad. That would definitely cause, that would definitely be a cause for concern. Not people getting a really good escape from reality. I've worked in way too many kitchens.
What is going on? She is a hot woman. She is a hot woman because of the way she looks. She looks the way she looks because of genetics. She has great genes. That is how a normal person sees it. She's blonde and has blue eyes and her initials are SS and she has a German Shepherd. Is how a schizophrenic, politically brain-rotted person sees it.
Hi, thanks for calling American Eagle. This is Jess. How can I help today?
Hi, I am a marketing student and was wondering if I could speak to someone who could maybe give me some insight as to what estimated return on investment there has to be willing to use white supremacy and eugenics as your marketing campaign.
So here's the thing, is they don't have to give you a damn answer at all. You know how I talk about copyright and how I'm like, yeah, I'd like to see legal and notarized documentation in my inbox that you're actually the proper holder and not just some weird scammer or like some weird third-party claimant? They don't have to answer that. That's just how the system works. Like, the system is set up like that. That's an unreasonable ask. I have a canned response, right? It generally scares off scammers. It generally scares off the fraudsters, right? And as I said, I'm not in the business of fighting valid copyright claims, right? Copyright is copyright. I totally understand that point. This is... Bro, the last time I had to get angry on a call was to my prior insurance agent, because the dude literally said I would not be renewed. Said a week later, oh, well, you can renew with us and you will be auto-renewed, despite him already saying that I wouldn't be renewed. So I had to call him a week after I had money pulled from my account and I was paying for 2 insurances to say, you said this. I don't care what your underwriter says. I don't care. You said this. You guaranteed I would be canceled. Why am I being charged? Fix it, right? That's a pretty tangible thing. I'm not calling insert company here. Well, what is your official stance on the ethics in regards to eugenics and white supremacy, right? Bro, they're going to hang up the call. Like, if a company does something like, I don't know, they have, like, an actual certified, like, banner on their website that says, we proudly support Hitler's youth. Okay. Or, like, proudly support the Klan. Okay, let's talk about this, right? There's something of substance. There's tangibility there, right? Like, there's degrees of magnitude between these. And, like, that's the thing, is you can have your, like, concerns. You can have, like, a gut feeling on something, but you can't act on it. That's not how that works, right? And that's a slippery slope into red flag laws. Well, this person was thinking about, doing something. Well, we got to arrest you because you were clearly thinking about it. Excuse you? No, and that's its own slippery slope in its own right. I thought I'd bear mentioning here, which does ironically feed into that authoritarian mindset. Does what's being presented here, does that not feed into an authoritarian mentality of, you had Sydney Sweeney on this commercial about jeans, both spellings, and I disagree with you doing that, therefore I think you should, XYZ ABC. Is that not authoritarian in certain capacities? Like, you're trying to... Let me look up the definition just to be sure, right? Let's do the whole Google experiment thing. Authoritarian definition. At the very least, it's trying to force accountability. So, dictionary. Favoring or enforcing strict obedience to authority, especially that of government, at the expense of personal freedom. She started out the call, did she not? I'm a marketing student. Therefore, I have the skill and merit to be the authority here. I disagree with what you've done. You should obey what is being demanded of you. You should comply. Is that in itself not a form of authoritarianism? Even not just from a government standpoint, but from a like personal politics standpoint? The world doesn't operate this way. That's not how that works.
On a marketing campaign?
Harassing some poor worker, doesn't even fucking speak English, has all to do with the commercial. These people are sick.
Yeah.
Yes, I recently...
Also, it does say something about a person who is going to harass the literal representative at a call center. The insurance agent who literally guaranteed my policy would not be renewed and I'd be dropped, and me calling him specifically saying, what are you doing, with some expletives? Like, you guaranteed me this? It's a little different. Because I'm talking to the person. I'm not talking to John Doe, Jane Doe in a call center who has no idea what I'm talking about.
We saw American Eagle's eugenics
Talking over.
marketing campaign where they used that white blonde girl and talked about how good her genes were in a time where racism is rampant in the U.S.
I see. Thank you for taking time to share your feedback.
Why are you bothering this
W call center employee,
random ass Filipino woman with your West Wing ass TED talk? Nobody gives a
Okay.
Actually, it was weird to snort there. I had tried to like purposely do that and it made me feel weird. I don't want to do that again. Actually, Shoe0nHead, you can't verify what ethnicity the person on the call center is. Imagine I snorted here again, but I don't want to actually do that. I'm shit posting if you can't tell. Like I'm actually memeing here, right? Shoe0nHead's doing a great job in presenting a very frustrating subject. Like, but that's the thing, is that people will go to that. And you wonder why people are less inclined to hear out other people's opinions at this point. You wonder why people overgeneralize and overcategorize people with certain labels like the nebulous quote-unquote woke, which I technically fall into. But for some reason, people want to still hear my opinions on firearms. So I don't know, man. But that's the thing, right? And it's if you're genuine, and even if you have an L-take, but as long as you're genuine and at least you show that you're trying and you show that you have a modicum of self-reflection and empathy for other people, like literal call center employee, people are more willing to give concessions. Like, we need to normalize that it's okay to have differing opinions. And generally when something does happen, like, I don't know, if a company in question here literally had a, good jeans are good jeans, and it has a picture of like someone in a Klan hood with actual like Levi jeans on, right? Yeah, people are pretty unanimously across the board gonna jump on that. Now there's gonna be people who don't, and we laugh at those people. There's a special German word for those kind of people. What, Backpfeifengeist? And I mispronounced it. Face that deserves a fist in it. Okay, I've made very liberal use of this word. I love it. But like, yeah, when something of substance happens, like, and that is the duality, right? Something of substance has to happen, because at that point you get incredibly degenerate game state. I'm sorry, I'm trying to speak. I've done like 6 hour-long reactions today. I apologize. I've definitely ruined the retention rate on this video. But like, that's just not how the world works. You have to allow people the freedom to do things. Now, if they mess up with that freedom, that's a different issue entirely, as well as the magnitude of how they've messed up. But you can't have an iron grip on everybody. That's not fair. If anything, if you try to iron grip everybody like that, suddenly people go, I don't want to be around you. And the people you are around is just going to be an echo chamber. But even then, at a certain point, if you don't comply and coincide with their wishes, then suddenly you're the outsider, and this feeds into your own degenerative spiral of isolation, being alone, being frustrated at the world. It's everyone else's problem and never my problem, especially without self-reflection skills. You see how this all compounds on each other?
So there's no way to, as a student, I can't learn about when eugenics makes sense in marketing?
Ask your professor. Go open a history book. You have no business calling an actual call center employee, like, for all intents and purposes, get bent.
No one on the marketing team can talk to me about that?
No, they don't have to. They literally don't have to. Like, what do you want?
I miss like 50 years ago when these people would just be serial killers instead of doing whatever the fuck this is. She's even got other celebrities seething.
Genes are passed down from parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color, personality, and even eye color. My genes are blue.
Haha, she did a dumb redneck voice, get it? Because all white people are dumb inbred hicks. Good one, Doja. Hey, by the way, why are you pandering to the same exact people who got your ass canceled for wearing a Sam Hyde shirt once? They all think you're racist too, girl, but nice try. Hope they
I don't know. I have no idea who this is.
see this.
Doja Cat is making fun of Sydney Sweeney's ad only because
Doja Cat? Like, wait a minute. Like funny Nyanner's say so Doja Cat? Or did I take stupid pills and miss something?
she realized after all those years of her kissing up to white supremacists, they're never going to accept her because she's a half black woman. Wearing the Sam Hyde shirt, you dating all these white supremacists. So make fun of the ad all you want, but we'll never
Nice CapCut watermark.
forget you rolling around in those chat rooms showing white supremacists your feet so they can make fun of your black ass.
Oh, they did see it, and they still hate you.
Weird adverts aside about how the best genes are characterized in a conventionally attractive white, blonde, blue-eyed woman. Not true. I mean, look at me. Within 5 years, or as soon as she shows any sign of aging, that's it. The moment she becomes visibly over 25.
Enjoy the ride now, babe, before you get too old and ugly and hit the wall. But wokely. This is just something I've noticed in the decade of criticizing feminism on the internet. Male feminists are the most misogynistic, sexist freaks ever when they finally have an acceptable, approved target to go after. God.
Dude, what happened to, like, treat everyone equally? And yes, there are going to be people who have barriers, right? You know, the whole segregation thing. Hey, let's make sure we're breaking down barriers and making it so that, you know, everyone has an equal chance. Everyone can be seen as equal, right? And yeah, some people have 100 meters to run, while some have 20 meters to run, right? But at the end of the day, it's to get everyone to, like, a same baseline where we can all just kind of do things. Right? Like, did I take stupid pills? Did the pendulum swing way too far to the other side at this point? I feel like the pendulum just swung way too far to the other side. We overcorrected at this point. I hate it, bro. I hate this. Just send me on a rocket somewhere.
God forbid you are a woman with the incorrect opinion, because hell hath no fury like a male feminist replying to you.
A strawberry blonde, blue-eyed woman marketing having great genes. This is just a whole eugenics campaign.
Hear me out. I actually think I know what's going on here. I think I understand the deeper underlying reason here. So, one, obviously people reaching too far. So we know that hate and we know that, clickbaiting is that's how social media operates, right? Like, there are entire channels that clickbait drama farm and they make a living off of it. Like, that's just a fact, right? How do you make your video stand out in a number of other videos on the platform any given day? Well, I don't know, maybe saying that a new American Eagle ad, something eugenics, something Nazi, right? Oh, it's going to generate some clicks. And, well, you have someone who speaks very confidently about a subject and, you know, seems to be in some way, shape, or form familiar with at least what's happening, even if their opinion might be incorrect on the, like, actual subject. Like, I feel this is motivated by metrics. I feel some of this is stupidity. I feel some of this is echo chamber ignorance. I feel more of this is also a vested interest in metrics and algorithms, and by extension, a vested interest in income. I feel like genuinely that is a large factor at play here.
And I, for one, would like to throw myself off a balcony.
Do it.
Dude, I feel this though. Giant Rock 2028 or whenever, I don't know. Is that the next one? Dude, I blink in 3 weeks past at this point. When's the meteor coming?
Do a backflip, live stream it. Also, these people just straight up don't know what the eugenics movement is. Talking about genetics is not eugenics.
Correct.
Sydney Sweeney did not say she had the best genes or superior genes or that other people had bad, inferior genes. Someone even made it like a fake ad, like, Beyonce has better genes, and it's like...
What?
Why'd you pick the picture where she has like a blonde wig on?
This campaign is poking at women's greatest and most tender insecurity under the patriarchy, which is desirability and the beauty standard. It affects not only non-white women, even though this is clearly white supremacist, Aryan race propaganda, but it also adversely affects the majority of white women who do not naturally have blonde hair and blue eyes. Because yes, even the women who can achieve this look have to do it through artificial means in one way or another.
So here's the thing. You look at the ad, like I did in the beginning, go, wow, This is a weird ad. Give it a 3 out of 10 and never think about it again. Literally do anything better with your day. You want to empower other women? Go and empower other women, right? I know. I think I've had my mother bring this up a couple of times. Something like the women's shelter. Why don't you go volunteer at the women's shelter, right? Why don't you help like women who clearly need assistance in some way, shape, or form? Whether that's counseling, therapy, a number of reasons, right? And I'm going to like rein it in a little bit more because I feel people are going to draw false conclusions in regards to, well, clearly women's shelter means that you're undesired, you have no money, you're broke, you're just this hope. No, like the point being, why don't you do something with your time that has tangible return, right? Like, rather than poke fun at this, rather than, try to call to action, because this is what this is. Is this not a call to action, right? Like, why not go volunteer at the local women's shelter? Why not get your credentials and work as a like camp counselor or something like that to help, women growing up be that adults that you wish you had in your life? Or is that like too proactive? Like, are we only proactive and pro female empowerment only to a certain point as far as like money's concerned? Like, is there like a spectrum in regards to not favorable being no effort and disfavorable being the most effort? Like genuinely, like what would the reasoning be to not do something, literally anything else with your time? Which feeds back into my point about metrics and gaming the algorithm and trying to rage bait.
Vast majority of white women are not naturally blonde. And of course, lots of white women are also insecure about having brown eyes. So that's a whole generation of young white women who are being further propagandized to purchase blonde hair dye and contacts for the rest of all time.
Okay.
So hear me out. Or don't. Like, I'm coming from a position of privilege being a dude who doesn't care, right? I have the body shaped like Nezarek, right? I guess I'm also kind of bad because I actually do have blue eyes, which even then, in a family of all brown-eyed people, being the only blue-eyed person, it hasn't been all sunshine and rainbows. I've had a lot of identity issues in the past because of it, right? Like, or hear me out, and this was my initial point. Just play into your strengths. You're a brown-haired, brown-eyed, 5'3" woman. Play into it. Do something cute with your hair. Maybe put it in a ponytail, right? Do something to accentuate your eye color. Hold yourself in a way that you're confident, right? Like, play to your strengths, right? If you are a 6'2", brown-haired, green-eyed lady, who's a little muscular, yeah, maybe wear something like, jeans, a belt, and a plaid button-up. Pretty cool, pretty good combo, right? Pretty sure a lot of guys out here are like, yeah, it's kind of hot. There's some women out here. Yeah, it's kind of hot, right? Like, play to your strengths. So what if you're not blonde? So what if you're not X? And that literally leads into the conversation about beauty standards, leads into the conversation about what is expected of women. Like, I understand the other side of the argument here. At the same time, respectfully, fuck them. Right? Remember that whole thing about I wear makeup not for men, not for anyone else, but for me? Play into that. You look good because you want to look good, not because you're trying to be eye candy for some dude to pick you up at a bar, right? I thought that was the whole point. Well, I mean, don't get me wrong. Some people think, yes, there is a point of using an attraction, but point being, like play to your strengths. Fuck what society has to think about you. I literally walk around with my Switch 2 and my 3DS in my pocket. Like, sure, I kind of do social norms. Like, I don't wear a sword on my belt or anything like that, because that's different conversation entirely. Or, like, wear a cloak, right? Because, like, I don't know. One of those things that's, like, not socially acceptable, right? Like, a little socially weird, you get some looks over. But, like, no one's going to look at you for being brown-haired, brown-eyed, right? Like, that's just... They have issues going on in their life if they're really looking at you like that. And even then, you should probably make sure you have 6 feet between you and them at any given time.
What? Are attractive women just not allowed to model anymore because, like, God forbid it makes some other women insecure? And as someone with brown eyes, I've never once felt insecure about having brown eyes. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna get into Hyperborea, but I've seen myself photoshopped with blue eyes. Horrifying.
like Elijah Wood in Lord of the Rings, you know, when the contrast between his eyes and his skin color is really bright. That's some meme material.
So we've gone from Nazi propaganda to genocide to racism to now poor little girls are gonna feel insecure because they don't have blue eyes like Sydney Sweeney.
Another thing about the Sydney Sweeney beauty standard that is very important to note is that big boobs are a hallmark of what conservative men.
Oh. Respectfully, fuck right off with that. So, I don't know if you know this, being an woman, if you will, but different women have different bust sizes, just naturally. Some are, you know, grapefruit, some are apple, some are orange, some are watermelon, right? But like, just naturally, just women have different sizes. I would assume that would be common sense for and woman on the internet. Did I miss something? Did I take the stupid juice? Like, what? Bro, we are so cooked.
Are attracted to. At the end of the early 2000s and through the 2010s, we were becoming a more progressive society, and so we also naturally progressed to be a more ass-centric society.
In the 2000s.
Oh my god. That is probably the dumbest thing I've heard today. And I've been on Twitter today. I actually took damage from that.
We were becoming more progressive, so we started objectifying women's butts.
Does this point not contradict herself? Well, objectification is bad. Well, we were becoming more progressive, and we were just instead of objectifying the booba, we were objectifying the ass. So you're still advocating for objectification. Would you mind telling me about this whole feminism thing again? Because at this point, there's so many different brands and flavors that they're going to put... If they made an ice cream of feminism, they would put Baskin-Robbins out of business, okay? We're talking like at least 62 flavors. Like, bro, I am so just... I am keeping up as best as I can. But sometimes I just have to throw in the towel and say, dude, I don't fucking care. Like, fuck, bro. Oh, what happened to equality? What happened to build people up? What happened to just so many things?
What? The communist utopia will be ass-centric, apparently. I didn't know the ass first thing was...
Somebody informed the fat electrician that communism is going to be ass-centric. I feel like he's going to need to know this.
It's political. How does she know conservatives are all boob men? Conservatives in the audience, are you a boobs or butt guy? What political affiliation are the feet men?
Yeah, actually.
Libertarians.
Yeah. That's a fair one, though.
Listen, they can try to disguise it with their little intersectionality buzzwords all they want, but at the end of the day, women just want a socially acceptable reason to hate other women. That's it.
I've kind of noticed this, though. Like, it's the Mean Girls effect. Who is the most critical, who's the most critical of other women? Women. Like, yo, I'm a guy, okay? At least people tell me I'm a fat ass. And we kind of laugh about it, and then I go do a stream where I hike Table Rock outside of Boise, right? Which we actually did, right? Like, yeah, more hiking streams inbound, because honestly, I enjoyed it, and a lot of people seem to enjoy it as well. But like, oh, yeah, no, I'm good.
Good genes passed on to offspring? That American Eagle ad with Sydney Sweeney is literally overt eugenics. I know you don't want to hear this, but if you want to talk about how that ad is promoting eugenics, which it absolutely is, we also have to talk about how choosing not to wear a mask when you can during an ongoing pandemic, because you're okay with a certain subset of people, primarily disabled people of color, dying for your own comfort, is also eugenics.
Okay, so just taking what she says and having my own spin on it, okay? If you're fucking coughing and you're not wearing a mask, kindly go the fuck away. Okay, I don't want to get sick. I don't care if it's fucking the flu. I don't care if it's the cold. I don't care if it's COVID. I don't care if it's malaria. I don't care if it's Ebola. I don't care if it's fucking SARS. I don't want to get sick. What's there to fucking understand? There's no fucking... You know what? You're right. I'm sorry. I got my funny COVID vaccine. I'm still waiting for my 5G tower, goddammit. I was promised that Bill Gates was going to put a 5G tower inside of my arm, okay? My cell reception is still ass. Where's my 5G tower, goddammit? But see, you hear shit like that, you have to play into it at that point because it's so fucking asinine to hear about it. Bro, where's my 5G tower? I was promised who I gotta talk to. It's just, you have to laugh about it. You have to go outside and touch grass at a certain point, dude. Like, I just, oh God, I hate it. I fucking hate modernity.
1 second.
I agree. I need a minute after that. If you're sick, just stay away from me.
2025.
Yeah.
We are talking about wearing masks for COVID in 2025.
To be fair, COVID was a mass traumatic event, and I've been saying this through a number of reactions. People still have not gotten over COVID. They are still damaged. Whether it's Karen being unable to get a haircut, your spouse being unemployed, a family member, being lost because disease literally just ravaged them. Like, the world shut down as we know it. It was a mass traumatic event. However, what do we do with trauma? Veterans, you would be very qualified to answer this, right? This rhetorical question. You do what you can to seek help for it. You seek to overcome it. It's never going to go away. The nightmares, sure, they can be lessened over time, especially on very traumatic events, right? But eventually you're going to have to continue on with your life. Sure, the World War II generation ended up drinking a lot. I mean, that was kind of a hallmark of World War II veterans, from what I understand, some of the shit they saw. But, like, yes, the trauma happened. What are you, as an individual, going to do about it? Are you going to let it control your life? Or are you going to rise above and beyond? And yeah, I have an experience that fucking sucked. But are you going to grow beyond it? Or are you going to be victim to it? And I think a lot of people need to ask that.
I like how she's woke scolding the other woke scolds for not woke scolding about her particular pet issue. COVID broke the brains of so many of these people, man. It's because it's when the world was just a giant, safe HR longhouse where it was socially acceptable for them to be moral busybodies and never leave their home. It was like the closest to their lib shit utopia that we have ever gotten, and they miss it.
I remember growing up in a predominantly white community, wishing myself out of this body, out of this culture, take my name, if it meant that I could wake up blonde-haired and blue-eyed, never having to explain who I am or worry about being accepted. That is why this American Eagle ad with Sydney Sweeney is especially off-putting.
Listen, I'm sorry that happened to you, but we live in a predominantly white country. If you go to another country, there will be a different beauty standard. If you go to the country of your ancestors, there will be a different beauty standard, and maybe it will look more like you. But
yeah, I mean, like that's just how that works, though, right? Like, I'm assuming, like, French beauty standards are not necessarily going to be the same as Indian beauty standards, are not going to be the same as Laotian beauty standards, they're not going to be the same as insert country here standards, right? Like, sure. And you could argue that, big business, big fashion's at fault for that, and big fashion's at fault for a lot of things. Wasn't Marilyn Monroe, didn't she have very interesting political views? Didn't she support the big AH, right? Something like that, allegedly, potentially. Someone's gonna have to, we've talked about it before. Like, don't get me wrong, the fashion industry has its faults. Like, that's just kind of a thing. Like, every industry has its faults. Like, I don't know. I also have to, like, stop myself from commenting after a certain point because I am an white dude, and that's like, I can empathize, I can try to understand, but to say that I can understand with any sort of authority, I feel is disingenuous.
again, she didn't say her jeans were better or the best, and it's not like all the hot popular celebrities look like Sydney Sweeney. Look at Ana de Armas, look at Zendaya. They don't look anything like Sydney Sweeney, and they are known as very beautiful around Hollywood. This is why corporations and the media think in order to pander to the female gaze, everything has to be like average and frumpy and ugly, because women can't stop f***ing projecting their insecurities. Not every character in a movie or a video game has to look like you. Not everyone in an ad has to look like you.
Here's a secret. I don't look like Jack Krauser from Resident Evil 4. I wish I did. I wish I absolutely was just absolutely jacked like that. I can enjoy his character. I can enjoy his motivations. I can enjoy some of his lines, but it's like, yeah, this is an dude. It's a character in a fictional work. Sure, you could learn lessons from him. Absolutely. You can, understand him. Xenos from Final Fantasy XIV, one of my favorite characters in the entirety of fiction, right? Like, love that man. And is great. But it's like, I I don't know how else to word it. Like, it's a character. Yes, you can align yourself with them. Yes, you can identify with them. Yes, you can, understand them. Yes, you can like them. But it's like, I don't need a projection of myself into the space, right? Am I wrong? Am I off base? I don't think I am.
Hell, the only time I see people who look like me is when I turn on the live-action Grinch movie. You notice men never say this shit, by the way? They usually go like, wow, that man is strong. I don't look like that. I'm gonna go to the gym. And women are like, wow, that woman is thin. I don't look like that. I'm gonna go complain.
What?
Or you have your buddy say, hey, lard ass, you gonna go fucking to the gym today? And he responds with, you know what? At least my redacted still works without the funny blue pill, right? And then they both do the TF2 women laugh, right? Women, they laugh. When we think about it, guys are kind of brutal to each other. I think that's kind of what helps guys like do guy things, though. Like, I've noticed that men with competition, I don't mean like some weird dating sense, right? Like, men actively pitting themselves up against each other, rival status, like Naruto and Sasuke, think like sure, anime status, right? Like, having that sort of like competition and like comparing ourselves with each other kind of helps us grow in a lot of ways. And I don't know what to do with that. And I feel like that's one of those I have to really like nail home, that I feel like this is a subjective conclusion, because that feels like that spiral was really hard into like red pill Andrew Tate like territory like really quick, which it's dumb.
To make Sydney Sweeney's jeans better. Like, why did you get that joke? All us woke people are saying is that it's just a little bit weird to directly reference European jeans as better.
Again, she never said that her jeans were better. You are making shit up.
Now, when you think of the all-American girl, like the standard of like American beauty, you probably think
the fact that my brain immediately went to 1950s pinup girl poster, right? Like the cartoons like you'd see in like the how do I word it? How do I word this? Not like Betty Boop status, although Betty Boop would be another one. 1950 pinup girl. I probably should not have actually Googled that. Oh, that was a mistake. It's okay, it's all pretty tame. I'm trying to find like a good instance. Like, I'm trying to like kind of like that, actually. I'm trying to scan this page. Everything seems fine. Yes, we're gonna rock with that. Like this status, right? The fact that I'm kind of like this, something you'd see on like the side of like an airplane in World War I or World War II, right? That's kind of where my brain's at. The fact that that's where my brain defaulted to. I'm clearly just born in the wrong century.
blonde hair, blue eyes, white girl, right? You're not supposed to think that way.
You're not supposed to think that way, guys. That's double plus ungood.
That's ingrained in you because of negative things that have been pushed on you by society.
When you think about the all-American woman, you should be thinking about an obese, transgender, disabled woman or something. What would be an acceptable vision of the American woman for this person? It's insane she's saying that we think Sydney Sweeney is hot because of negative things that have been pushed on us by society. No, bitch. We have eyes. And just because she is attractive does not mean you are also not attractive. Look at your full lips. That is a standard of beauty I'll never live up to, but that's okay. Because I have other things that are beautiful and unique about me, just like you have other things that are beautiful and unique about you. Regardless if Sydney Sweeney is held up as the American beauty standard. These are lessons your mother should have taught you. Not a YouTuber. Sydney Sweeney's ad shows a cultural shift towards whiteness. Advertisements are always mirrors of society, and sometimes what they reflect is ugly and startling. Boo! A white woman. Oh, the
My God! Not a white woman! This video is killing me.
An author is white. I hate these people, man. Shut up. Shut up. It's one thing when it's like a non-white person talking about how white people suck. It's like, okay, you're just racist. But when it's a white person talking about white people suck, you need to be ground up into a pulp and fed to livestock. You would honestly be more useful that way. Ads are always mirrors of society, and sometimes what they reflect is ugly and startling. Popular American culture is, indisputably, becoming more puritanical and more conservative. Puritanical? The focus of the ad was her tits and ass! This is not at all a conservative puritanical ad. Have you seen what the puritanical right thinks of Sydney Sweetie? They think she's a whore, okay? They think she's a whore.
Hey, yo, just like me, for real, for real. Look, $20 is $20.
Backlash has been swift and fierce, and some of it, at least if you ask me, is fair. The internet has been quick to condemn the advertisement as non-inclusive at best. Non-inclusive? Why the f does everything have to be inclusive? It's a commercial with one f***ing person in it. Sweeney exudes a source of vintage sex.
Like, even then, right? Like, me looking at the ad earlier, did I not say, like, look, I'm not the target demographic for it. I understand it. Just not my thing. Why can't people just do that anymore? Like, why? I don't need a fat game. I don't need a fat gamer in every game, do I? What is it? The dude from Silent Hill 2? I almost said Lenny. That's not his name. Oh, God. The weird dude with the revolver, right? I can't remember his name offhand. But, like, yeah, do we need fat pizza-eating nerd in every game? No. It's funny when sometimes they are in the game, right? Like, it can be done well, but it's like, and? Grats, you have presented me with this medium. These are the characters and setting of this medium. These are how the characters grow throughout this medium. Cool. I thought this was good, or I thought this was bad, or I thought this was because of XYZ ABC. Is that not how that works? I was under the impression that's how that worked.
That caters to the male gaze. She embodies the near mythological girl next door beautiful but low maintenance sexy femininity that dominated the media in the 1990s and early 2000s. Oh wow, that sounds great. You're telling me that's fascism? Waiter, more fascism please.
Shoe0nHead out of context for the Reddit.
What the f? It's just so funny, like, the left is currently losing their mind about how, like, they need to get young men to vote for Democrats again. And here they are like, blondes with big b****s are fascism. Listen, the alt-right pipeline does not start with the American Eagle ad. It starts with you. What are you doing? This is not at all a conservative far-right ad. It's just a normal ad that would have ran like 15 years ago. But I guess that's what being far-right is nowadays. Being normal from 15 years ago. I love this random part of the article though. Young women are being radicalized through so-called clean skincare and healthy eating. So fascism is hot people eating healthy and having clean skin. Goebbels himself could not make better propaganda. Literally, as I am editing this video, the New York Times comes out with his opinion piece, Why the Right is Obsessed with Thinness. I would really, really appreciate if people stopped equating health and beauty to fascism, because if health and beauty are fascism, what is unhealthiness and ugliness? Unfortunately, a big part of socially progressive ideology is dismantling hierarchies and norms, and challenging what society sees as conventional, traditional, and beautiful. A really good example of this was those statues that were put up like all over different cities of like a frumpy woman in leggings. And the artist says like the purpose of these was to like challenge conventional beauty standards. And it's like, sure. Imagine looking like one of these women and then hearing like, oh yeah, this was put up to challenge beauty. Like, what do you mean by that?
Yeah. That's dirty. Bro, I got you some food.
Remember the whole body positivity movement like 10 years ago? Remember like all the fat influencers? Remember when every single ad was like this ad, for example? Calvin Klein's latest underwear campaign is breaking big boundaries. Big boundaries? Whoa, 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 whoa. What do you mean by that? While fashion is starting to seriously consider creating more inclusive environment for consumers, there is still a huge mountain to climb before it is truly considered diverse. Huge mountain? No, that's just mean. And that's why
that's just cruel and unusual.
Calvin Klein, probably the most famous name associated with underwear, just launched a groundbreaking campaign. Groundbreaking? Oh, come on now. The campaign is all about feeling free to express yourself, being uninhibited, and being provocative by challenging the norms we see on a regular basis.
Sure, cool, good for you, bro. I have way better things to do with my day than like Calvin Klein underwear ad. Bro, I have so many better things to do today. I'm thinking about what I'm going to eat today. I've spent like 7 hours reacting today. My brain is mush. What am I eating tonight?
See? Challenging norms. It's all about challenging norms. This reminds me of that protein world controversy from 2015. Old heads will remember. I wrote an article about
I have no idea what this is.
it for the Libertarian Republic. Wow, that was a long time ago. But anyway, a billboard with this ad for a protein powder supplement was put up and people lost their fucking minds. They vandalized it, they threatened to get a bunch of the employees fired, they threatened to go where the company was located with hammers, all because they committed the great crime of body shaming by daring to have a thin, attractive woman on their ad.
So here's the thing. Like, let's be fair and objective here. If we're challenging the norms, right? Sure. Cool. Challenging the norms. Let's say I am a 300-pound woman. I am, I don't need no man. Awesome. Good for you. What gives you any right to challenge someone else like Sydney Sweeney or whoever's on the cover of this and just say that they're not allowed to be the way that they are? Is this some kind of weird fucked up, like self-hating projection? Like what is this, right? Like, and if the core of the movement is allow us to live the way we are, judgment free, there's a lot of judgment being thrown across the aisle. Is there not? Am I misreading that, or is that the part that people just don't say out loud? Because that seems like a really fucked up double standard.
Ad made other companies come out with their own like little virtue signaling things, like passive aggressive, like everybody is ready. Like every fashion magazine, every beauty magazine was pumping this out the time, just fat, 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 fat. The rise of like Tess Holiday and the hashtag F your beauty standards. Oh my god, you could not escape this.
Just not my thing. That's the thing. I don't find it attractive. It's also not necessarily your weight, but how you wear your weight, how you hold yourself. I know myself. I mean, sure, you could have a 10 out of 10 blonde bombshell, but if she has the collective IQ of 3 blades of grass and a rock, what's there to talk about? What if substance is there, right? Maybe I'm too high maintenance. I don't know, man. My bar, I feel, is the floor. Like, be able to talk and communicate like an adult and don't physically hit me, which is a surprisingly high bar for people to hit. Like, It is insane how high of a bar that is to hold people to and have people actually like pass that. That's got me messed up. But like, just because I don't find it attractive, just because I look at it and go, it doesn't really speak to me, doesn't mean I vilify anyone there. Wait a minute. Wait, right there. We just said it. You can see something, even if you don't necessarily feel anything about it, you might even disagree with it. And you can just say, you know what? It's just not for me. It's not really something I'm going to waste time and effort on because I just don't find it worth my time. And you do literally anything else with your day? Weird how that works.
Also, suspiciously, body positivity only seemed to mean obese women. But yes, everywhere you looked, it was like fat, 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 and everyone was like, yes, queen. Well, now we live in Ozempic world, and the fat acceptance movement seems to have died. Like many of the fat influencers, unfortunately.
I remember watching the Asmongold put out a video. I happened to see the clip offhand, and Asmongold was the one that did it. But it was something about body positive influencer who literally needed help wiping her own redacted, right? And just health complications. Like that, like, yeah, like some people are going to be built different, right? And some people have barriers that prevent them from doing regular exercise and diet, right? Cost of living, cost of groceries, right? Eggs are a mortgage at this point. Like me, I wanted to go outside and walk like 3 hours ago. But I still did 3 hours of reactions because I wanted to get ahead and I wanted to react to some of this. And genuinely, I feel that it is worth my time to react to Shoe0nHead because, I don't know, I like seeing someone else who actively engages with the world around them. It is angry about a lot of the same things I'm angry at, and I think she brings up a lot of good points, right? Like, yeah, like I totally get like there's barriers, but it is still up to you as a functional adult to make the effort to at least do what you can, right? Like I feel not being able to wipe your own rear is that's a bridge too far. Like that's in fact like one too many, right? Like I think we can all kind of universally agree that that's pretty rough. That's pretty wild.
And these same types of people are like crashing out about the Sydney Sweeney ad because they really do feel like all the work they have done to like socially engineer people's behavior and preferences has been just like destroyed overnight. Who would win? Decades of propaganda? One big booby girl. I wrote in the old article, I can't say I'm too surprised at the backlash towards this model's body. We are living in a world where instead of striving to better ourselves and live a healthy lifestyle, praising obesity and unattractiveness is becoming the norm. Well, Shoe0nHead from 10 years ago, you will be happy to hear that it seems like it's no longer the norm. Because apparently not just American Eagle, but like Dunkin' Donuts and Arby's are using hot people in their ads again. Is the culture truly healing, or are we about to go into a deep financial recession?
Oh, I've been calling it a depression for years. Back when I worked in finance 2 years ago at this point, I've been doing YouTube for like 2 or 3 years at this point. It's kind of wild to think about. I'm like, yo, these are all like recession indicators. We're in a depression, right? And nobody wanted to answer that. Because why would they answer that? Why would they give that any form of credence? I have my own opinions, but I mean, yeah, you're free to disagree with me or agree with me as you see fit.
Questions we should be asking. Angry Reddit freaks also doxed Sydney looking through her voting.
Dude, come on now. Like, actually, no. Stop that shit. Like, knock that off. I disagree with doxing. Like, this should be a crime. It probably is a crime. Actually, is doxing a crime in... I don't want to go with the AI overview. Trying to figure stuff out. It says it can be illegal. I guess I'd have to have a lawyer answer that for a more I don't want to use I don't want to use Google AI if I can avoid it because problems and issues with AI. But no, like that this is unacceptable. Like doxing should never be a thing. This should never ever ever be on anybody's radar to do. I don't care how you feel about somebody. I don't care, what your opinion is. Like, dude, no, come on. Or like the people that will go, well, I can't get to you, but you have a family member. Dude, just knock it the fuck off. Okay, that's actually unhinged behavior. And honestly, I hope they got their comeuppance. I hope that whoever doxed them is going to face not only the full weight of the law, but also like beyond it, right? Like actually, well, you would be sentenced to 5 years, but because of this, because of how you did it and because you showed no remorse for doing it, we're going to send you to 10 years. But then again, that's, I would argue, the authoritarian in me coming out, right? Like, I can have a subjective, I'm angry at this and more should happen, but also realize, that's kind of messed up. And like, there's a reason why we have certain limitations and why we can't do certain things. So I understand this. I understand that I'm being emotional here. And you know what? I think that, this is an L take. Weird, right? Weird how that works. How just you can have that self-awareness. And even if you come to a conclusion that would generally be considered as an L, you can go, I feel this, but objectively, this is why that doesn't happen. I can acknowledge and accept the feeling, but also like deny it because I know that we live in a society and we have rules and customs and norms and like precedent, right? Make sense?
Records and found out she's a registered Republican. One of the most common things I saw about this were how like all the women getting mad about Sydney Sweeney were ugly, and I don't think that's true. There were some like pretty people in there, but it got onto this topic that I see all the time, and that is, why are liberal women so ugly? Leftists are ugly, conservatives are hot, which is not true, by the way. I was at January 6th, okay? But for the most part, stereotypes exist for a reason, right? Conservatives are, well, conservative with the way that they present themselves. They tend to follow norms and beauty standards, which is why, for example, the media called Hassan a, quote, progressive in a MAGA body.
I have nothing positive to say about Hassan. I have no idea how he's not banned off of the Purple app at this point.
And how so many women on dating apps nowadays are looking for a man who votes Democrat but looks like a Republican.
Nah, swipe left, bro. That tells that tweet, this message right here, this is worth like 10,000 words. You can tell so much from just this brief interaction. Nah, swipe left. I don't want to deal with anything about that.
Everyone is aware of the stereotypes. And with leftists, you know the stereotype, like the overweight, blue hair, nose ring. They're not...
Yeah, the skittle-haired window licker, aka me, according to some unsubscribed videos.
all ugly, of course, but many purposely make themselves look ugly. Because being ugly is saying f you to the man. Marcel Duchamp's art piece, Fountain, which was literally just a urinal, was a f you to art institutions and classical ideas of beauty. Those f***ass ugly concrete block brutalist buildings are another example. Brutalism emerged after World War II as a post-war modernist style, in part created as a f you to the classical architecture celebrated by, drumroll, the Nazis. Now think of those concrete buildings and the urinal and apply it to broader society. Basically, the blue hair and nose ring is a f you to, well, Sydney Sweeney. Hitler existed, so now everything has to be fat and ugly. Sorry. I don't know why so many on the left want to give the concept of beauty and health to the right, but it is not a winning strategy. Listen, I just want everyone's basic needs met, alright? I don't want people going in debt if they get into a car accident, or be homeless, or get sent to foreign wars. I didn't sign up for this stupid shit. It is funny though how like every time Sydney Sweeney is on camera, there's like a right-wing article like, woke is dead. Wokeness is no match for Sydney Sweeney's undeniable beauty. Are Sydney Sweeney's breasts double D harbingers of the death of woke?
Bro, I feel like I had an aneurysm just reading whatever the hell I just read. Is my brain bleeding? What is happening here? Free me from my mortal coil.
Was that girl right about conservatives being boob guys? She might have been right after all. Honestly, this doesn't really make sense because, like, the left are the ones trying to normalize porn and, like, OnlyFans culture and stuff like that. If anything, there is too much boobs everywhere. We need to calm down a bit. But when it comes to Sydney's, like, classical bombshell beauty, like, I kind of get where they're coming from. Sydney Sweeney is a hot white woman who does not mind catering to the male gaze after we had a decade of hearing about how the male gaze is bad and toxic. A decade of hearing about how white people are bad and toxic. A decade of ugly, angry, fat androgyny seeping its way into everything and anything. When people say Sydney Sweeney is anti-woke, I don't even think they mean politically. I think they just mean like Sydney Sweeney is like looking into a time portal back to 1992. A time when porn addiction wasn't such a big issue. Every woman didn't show her hole online for $5.
Okay, like, can we talk about this though? Like, so here's the thing, right? Like, sure, I'm aware of certain lines of work that some VTubers do, right? Project Melody, Cottontail VA, right? I'm aware. Yeah, cool. You know what? Go for it. I'm not saying that they do. I actually enjoy Project Melody and Cottontail VA's YouTube content a lot, actually. I actually really enjoy them. I think they have really cool personalities. But what I can say is when I hop on social media, be that Twitter, be that wherever, and it's just subscribe to my OF, message me on my Insta or Snap, just, bro, if I search that, that's on me, right? Like, if I accidentally 1950s pinup girl in Google, okay, I kind of did that to myself, right? But if I go just on YouTube, the expectation is I'm not going to see softcore, right? Like, can we tone it down a little bit, please? Like, if we search it out, that's on us, right? But, like, it shouldn't be thrown in our face. And I think that leads to some, desensitization. I think she alluded it earlier in the video to, who's saying that Sydney Sweeney is mid. And I guess I have to look at it and go, maybe it's just because, like in her prior video, right? You're so used to seeing 9 out of 10s, 10 out of 10s, that eventually you just get desensitized. Why can't girls just be cute anymore? Literally a video she did recently, right? So, I mean, I look at this and I'm just like, I don't know, man. Like, some of the shots here, like, where is it? There's a couple here where I'm like, yeah, no, she's kind of cute. She's got full voluminous hair. Yeah, she has some cuteness about her. Sure. But it's like, I don't know. How do I word it? I feel awkward talking about stuff like this because I don't use my platform to really telegraph this. And the internet gets like weird about things like this because like imagine if I said this about another content creator, right? Then assumptions will get made. Like, it just gets weird, right? I don't like the weirdness. I'm weird, but I'm not that weird. I don't like the weirdness. I'm digging myself a hole in this one. Point being, if you search it out, sure, it should not be thrown in your face every second of every day. And I think a lot of us are just kind of over all of the thirst posting. Just, If we search it out, that should be it. Just please stop shoving it in my face.
Hookup apps didn't exist. It's like a bunch of millennials and zoomers are longing for a time they never experienced. But yes, this is a cultural shift, but not necessarily a conservative one. Just a return to like normalcy, a return to normal Americana consumerism. In 2065, conservatives are gonna be like posting people twerking like, return! These same TikTok freaks who are attacking Sydney Sweeney have been sounding the alarm about this cultural shift for some time now. And we see a bunch of celebrities embracing like looking normal and healthy again. Like Demi Lovato is a perfect example of this. She was an obese, short hair, walking stereotype, crying about a frozen yogurt place daring to sell sugar-free frozen yogurt.
I walked in, was so triggered that I left without froyo.
To now being
Nope, I'm not touching it. I'm not touching it.
skinny and healthy and married, and even making a TikTok dancing happily in that same frozen yogurt place.
The singer returning to the scene of the crime Wednesday, poking fun at herself on her social.
That's part of the reason these people are freaking out and saying like fascist aesthetics, because they know the chokehold they have had on culture is losing its grip. Inshallah. Once Sam Smith goes back to being normal, that's when I know the culture is healing. Thankfully, American Eagle did not bend the knee and did not apologize to the horde. In fact, they doubled down. Sydney Sweeney Has Great Genes is and always was about the genes. Her genes, her story. Wait a minute. Her genes, her story.
Weird.
HH.
My God.
Uh-oh. Now, I can sit here and say the obvious, like, these corporations just want to pander to you. They just want to sell you like, yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
But have you considered, it's good when corporation pander to me, personally? I just realized so much of American political discourse is, like, around f***ing corporations and ads. The Gillette commercial, Bud Light, Protein World. There are so many examples. Like, it's just crazy how so much of our politics revolves around consuming things. I will buy blue team product. I will buy red team product. Bleak. In conclusion, we are tired of ugly. There's hot people in ads again. The white woman is back, baby. Let's go. 500 trillion more to Israel. Nobody can afford a fucking house. World is run by pedophiles, but woke is dead, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Hell yeah. So if you like this video, please subscribe and maybe donate to me on Patreon. Link down below. All Patreon members get the uncensored version of every single video a day early. So you get to hear all the f***s and uncensored. If you can't or don't want to do that, there's also a little tip jar down below. You can leave a little tip and I will give it a little heart. It helps the channel out and I appreciate it so much. Also, big shout out to Holtzkern again for sponsoring this video. Check them out, link down below. And I will see you very soon with a new video. Bye!
I mean, I thought it was a good video. I thought it was something that I literally came and know nothing about this. And just like, bro, people need to care way the hell less. Like, they need to actively do more things with their time. I'm waiting for the after. Oh, here it is.
Sydney Sweeney, a registered Republican, has the hottest ad out there. I cannot do a Trump impression to save my life. Okay.
Ugh. Ugh, I want to vomit from that. Ugh. Anyways. Bro, I hate everybody. Dude, I'm so sick of so much. I think we're all sick of a lot. And it's look, different people have different challenges. Different people have different hurdles they overcome in their life. And I think at the end of the day, people want to associate with people who are trying. People want to, people are fine with someone who's a little plus size. People are fine if somebody is a little, underweight, right? Like, the variance exists, right? And I think a lot of people are getting really weird about, well, you have to be this bust size and something. Well, we're a progressive society and therefore we focused on ass. And now that we're not focusing on ass anymore, it's like, bro, Yu-Gi-Oh has less rules than this. At the end of the day, I'm not going to sit here and preach something to you. Come to your own educated conclusion. You could disagree with me. You could agree with me. You could agree with Shoe0nHead. You could disagree with Shoe0nHead. Just come to your own educated conclusion. Be civil. I think a lot of us aren't necessarily looking for a quote-unquote normal as much as a return to just being respectful of each other, having a difference of opinion, and not being inherently attacked over it. And I think there's a number of commentaries you can draw, but I've honestly yapped to you for an hour and 20 minutes at this point in time. I want to go eat at this point. So thank you, Shoe0nHead. Thank you for another amazing video. I'm sorry you had to go through all of that. And I kind of need to go bleach my brain from some of this as well. because this video got me messed up. Not really. And here's the thing, right? I'm gonna go eat. I'm gonna go for a walk. I'm gonna go touch grass. Maybe play some Pokemon while I do it, right? And continue doing some positive content. We're doing a lot of Pokemon and Team Fortress 2 content. Internet Historian was recently as well. And honestly, it's kind of nice to have a break from some of this. But when we do have to talk about some of these things, it's with the understanding that we can all come around the table together. We can all, be pretty respectful about it. We can respectfully disagree with each other. Ultimately come to our own educated conclusions and kind of go forward. And if I can help normalize people just, being respectful of each other and, actually communicating like adults, I feel I've done at least some good in this world. So thank you everyone for watching. I will see you all in the next one.